Welcome, everybody, to Survivor on AfterBuzz TV, Season 36. It's a giant game of bumper cars. We cannot wait to get into tonight's family visit with you guys. A couple crazy decisions from Wendell and some backlash from our lovely Survivor ladies. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, everybody, and welcome, Survivor. We are here, White Rice Wednesday.
White Rice Wednesday.
What is up, everybody? Thank you for joining us here tonight on AfterBuzz TV for Survivor Season 36, Episode 12. It's a giant game of bumper cars. I'm your host, Paige Bonanno, and I'm so happy to be here with you guys tonight.
What's up, everybody? I am Timothy Michael. I'm so glad that you're back.
Yay, I know I was gone last week. I'm sure you guys missed me.
They did. Everybody in the chat, which I'm monitoring you guys.
Yes.
Everybody says they missed you. Unfortunately, James is out tonight.
Yes.
I don't know when we're going to get a full panel again.
Yes, hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. We have so much to talk about with you guys tonight. I mean, first of all, I thought the episode was incredible.
Well, first of all, I'm just going to take over really quick and ask you how your thoughts were on the double elimination episode last week.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so much to talk about last week. My thoughts on the double elimination was I thought it was great. I liked the double elimination. I thought it really spiced things up. Nobody went to Ghost Island, which I didn't care about. I was just happy that they were doing something different. But I was really disappointed with the teams because it was very clear Michael was going home because it was Wendell, Donathan, Dom, and Laurel. Like, everybody that needed to be on that team was on that team. Yeah. Michael got an unlucky hand, but I do think that he did a good job of trying to save himself at the last minute.
That's fair.
I also was very pleased with his Ponderosa. Him and Jenna. They had a joint Ponderosa. Very cute. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
It's super cute.
They do a freaking perfume ad at the end, and it's hilarious.
Yes.
A little risque, but
I mean, it's Ponderosa. Why not, right?
Yeah, why not? But you can tell that like they have a really good friendship, and it's like fun.
I think they wanted it to be a little bit more, but I don't think Michael's feeling it like that.
You think Jenna wanted it to be more?
I think Jenna wants it to be more with Michael, but that's like a whole Survivor soap opera that we could talk about.
Well, we have a lot of news and gossip that we'll get into at the end, and a little bit of it is about Jenna and Sebastian and Libby and Michael. So we have a couple showmances going on, which we'll definitely get into like towards the end of the show. We have some other news as well. But I will say this. I am happy that Michael's gone because now I don't have to look at him on my screen every week. Until the end, which is at least brief enough, and I don't have to hear him like just be perfect and beautiful.
And you know, once the reunion show comes up, he's gonna be like all real beautiful because then we'll see him like in his all model-esque like whatever. I don't even want to talk about it. I want to get into this episode.
Yes, we will get into this episode. So you liked the episode as well?
I did. I enjoyed the episode. I share my frustration with you with Wendell. But at the same time, it all worked out at the end, so I can't be that frustrated. I like this episode because it's the family episode, and everybody loves the family episode.
Yeah, and we will say quickly, you know, sometimes if I miss the episode right away and then I tune in AfterBuzz, I do like to see like who was it that went home. So Chelsea went home tonight.
Yes.
It was a showdown kind of between Wendell and Chelsea, and I will say out of the two that were going to go home, I'm happier to see Wendell continue to play.
Yes.
Just because I think his gameplay is stronger, and I just enjoy watching him more.
Speaking of Chelsea going home, Royal 15 says Paige should have picked Chelsea over Jenna for her team. Timothy should be proud of picking Chelsea, and I am proud of picking Chelsea. She, like she said in her final interview, she went out with a bang. She fought hard, and I'm proud of her. She did a very good job. She played a good game.
Agreed, 100%. So starting, we talked a little bit about last episode, and into this episode, Kellen basically, when she got back to camp, she had to come clean about what she did. I think that Kellen's logic last week of voting for Laurel twice made 100% sense.
Yes.
And I think that she has nothing to be sorry about.
No, I agree with you. And I think that her logic and what she brought to this episode, which we'll talk about, made sense. Kellen is a very smart player. That's undeniable.
Yeah.
I just wish that she was playing the game with other people who would make stronger moves.
Yeah, because she keeps kind of going back to these girls, like the same women that are kind of like putting her on the bottom. Like it doesn't really seem like she's really doing as much to get out of there. She tried tonight, she did, but I don't think that. I think Laurel must have. She didn't make a huge deal about it, but she was a little put off. But I mean, if I was looking at it from Laura's standpoint, I'm like, hey, Kellen did what she had to do. It was either one of us.
You know what? I'm glad that you brought that up because I was surprised that Laurel wasn't a lot more upset than she showed. I think that Laurel is a smart enough girl to realize this is just a game. I understand why you did it. But at the same time, we've seen decisions on Survivor like this where people found out that you voted for them and they get so butthurt about it.
But it's like in this circumstance, like I think it makes total sense.
Yes.
And I feel like, though, after tonight, you know, we see that they voted not together again after saying that they were going to vote together. And this has been 2 weeks in a row now. I feel like Kellen and Laurel are just kind of go at it.
Well, do you think that Kellen should have saved her double vote for tonight?
What could she have?
I mean, do you think that, like, obviously hindsight is always 20/20, but do you think that she would have benefited more? And this goes out to the viewers that are watching right now. Do you think she would have benefited more from keeping her double vote until tonight?
Well, I thought that maybe she had to play it last week, and that's why she did, but maybe not.
What do you
Like
mean?
that she had to play. Like, you know, sometimes they say you have to play it at
No,
this
she
time.
did not. No,
she could have played it whenever.
Yeah,
Yeah, that I don't think she should have used it last week then.
yeah.
But in her defense, it was kind of like she thought she was going home, so it kind of she did what she had to do. I think.
I think at the same time, even if she did play it tonight, it was still 5-3.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have made a difference.
Right, right.
I mean, either way.
For sure. But the most exciting part of the episode,
Yay.
reward, and they got their families, and this is my favorite part. This is like my favorite episode. I was bawling.
Yes, she really was, you guys.
Bawling.
Just bawling her eyes out.
I just think it's so fun, like, to see, you know, we see these men and women that are, like, playing their hearts out and they're so tough and strong. And then to see them break down and really, like, talk about their families and why they're playing is just always so inspiring to
Well,
me.
it's interesting because I was reading some interviews or somebody's blog online.
Mm-hmm.
Forgive me, I don't remember who it was. But he was saying, like, he used to criticize the whole family
Mm-hmm.
episode and question why these people get so emotional when they see their families, because, you know, some people, like, I see my family maybe once or twice a year because they're on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But I think if I was in this situation, just with the added, you know, stress levels and anxiety
Mm-hmm.
levels and no food and this really weird climate, like, I feel like if I saw one of my family members, I would be just as emotional. And like Wendell said tonight, this is who they're playing for. Like, this is who you're fighting for. And I feel like all of that emotion just comes rushing in, and that's why they get so emotional.
Oh, absolutely. It's not even about like, oh, you've only been on the island for 2 months, like how, or a month and a half. How can you be this emotional? Like, I don't think it's about that. It's more about, you know, like you said, all these elements coming together and like just knowing that you're literally playing your heart out.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that I would be that emotional because I get that emotional just watching these people that I don't even know see their families.
Yeah,
You know?
I know. That's
So-
yeah. You were a mess. Usually I get emotional too, but I don't think I was as connected. I was actually surprised that there weren't as many significant others that
Yeah.
came. Dominic was the only one who had his wife come along.
Yeah.
Everybody else had like their brother, their sister, their aunt.
Yeah, and Jeff said he was like, you know, everybody else had blood, and Dom, you chose to make this a family with this woman, and it was kind of cool seeing his wife. But how? Okay, so I mean, I've never been on Survivor, so when you go on the show, do you say, hey, these are 3 people that I would really want to see for the family thing, and then they
think
just choose,
I
or
think
do you say
so.
this is the person I need?
I think that they give you probably a list. Obviously, put your top person at the top of the list,
Yeah.
and then they probably reach out to these people because you have to remember, like, these people quit their not quit their jobs, but they whatever do their jobs to come to this island for 39 days. So you have to also think about the loved ones too. It's also interrupting their lives or whatever
Yes.
they have got going on. So, like, take for instance Jonathan tonight. Like, he couldn't ask his grandmother or his whoever's watching her to come along because she's obviously sick. She is obviously taking
Right.
care of her. But his Aunt Patty could come. I feel like a lot of people have to, you know, interrupt their life schedules to come to this island, even if it's for a few days.
Who would be the first person on your list?
My grandmother.
Would it?
Yeah, my grandmother, and then I'd probably say, oh gosh, it'd be a toss up between my aunt and my stepmom,
Okay.
or my fiance.
Okay.
That's hard. That's
It's
hard.
hard.
Like, that's hard. Yeah.
I mean, I think that my first would be my dad, 100%.
Yeah.
Especially because, like, I always think, like, how do you, like, do you bring, like, your, like, significant other, or do you bring, like, it's like, who do you actually bring? Like, my dad doesn't necessarily watch Survivor, but
Right.
he knows how obsessed I am with it, and he also, like, I feel like he's older, you know,
Yeah.
they don't have as much of an opportunity to do this kind of thing as, like, my boyfriend, who could kind of travel to Fiji if he
Right.
wanted, you know, he's young.
Yeah.
So I feel like, and it's just, like, emotional, you know, seeing your dad and, like, knowing that, like, you're playing for, I don't know.
But see, you also have to think about like tonight, the loved ones didn't play with them, which a lot of people in the chat are surprised about. And some people have mixed reactions. Some people like when they play with them. Some people don't like when they play with them. I would say, like, if it was a challenge where my loved one had to play with me and I actually wanted to win, I'd probably invite my fiance.
I was gonna say I would pick my boyfriend then 100%.
But if it's just them watching, I would probably
Yeah.
invite my grandmother. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, there's
because what
so-
about Patty had to try to like crawl under the
That's
thing?
what I mean. And when I saw her, I was like, oh, Aunt Patty not gonna make it, girl. It's like, oh.
But wait, when's the last time we saw the family members playing with them? Because I feel like we haven't seen that in a long time.
We haven't seen it in a while, but they used to do it all the time.
Hey, I'll take anything over what we saw last season when they literally picked the freaking stone.
That's
that was
true.
white or
that was
black.
terrible. That was terrible.
Horrible.
Horrible. Do we think that when the family members play, though, it's a little unfair to the contestants? Because obviously these people are in.
Yeah.
They've had obviously practice and they've had like their endurance level upped because they've been on.
Yeah, these people are just getting here running out in jeans.
Right,
like,
right,
they're
right,
not
right.
ready.
I feel like it's not fair when somebody like has like I don't want to say an overweight family member,
Yeah.
or maybe not such an athletic
Or
family
agile,
member,
yeah.
and they are, so it brings them down. Like there's all these things that you have to think about.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But I feel like it's nice too when the family members are watching because I feel like you want to play so hard because you want to
Yeah.
like not impress them, but you want to make them proud.
And you want
know?
to spend time with them.
Yeah.
You just came all the way out to Fiji and you don't even get to see them.
Right? Speaking of, I would take a vacation if I was them, but speaking of spending time with them. So, okay, first of all, we saw Wendell brought his dad, Wendell Sr., which was like the cutest moment ever.
They look so much alike.
Oh, they're adorable. Kellen's brother, Donathan's aunt, Angela's daughter, and she had a lot of talk about the military and they're leaving her daughter.
I really, really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was kind of cool to see like how, you know, she's left her family multiple times now, but
Which is funny because I remember last season we talked about like Ben, and Ben was obviously in the military, but I feel so much more connected to Angela this
Okay.
season than I did with Ben, and both have obviously served in the military. I think Ben was actually current in the military or something like that. And I don't know, for some reason I just gravitate toward Angela, and
You
I
know
have
what?
such a respect for her.
I wonder if this is because, like, honestly, I kind of can relate to that too, just because I feel like Ben is more of like, kind of not in a bad way, but like more of the stereotypical person that's in the military, and you don't always you kind of associate them as like farther away, and you're like, oh, these people are so great, like they're serving and stuff. But when you see Angela, who's a mom and who's, you know, like a smaller woman that you don't necessarily associate with
Yeah.
the army and with the military, I feel like it just kind of brings out a different sense in it. You know,
Yeah.
obviously they're both fighting for our country and they're both so strong and amazing, but I feel like we never associate, you know, women as much with the military.
I know, and that's sad, but there
Yeah.
are women in the military, and kudos to them because
And
they have to fight just
Yeah.
as hard, and they have to do it.
And that's why it's so nice to see like a woman that's coming from the military just to get a different perspective and be like, okay, you know, I can kind of understand this a little bit more. So anyways, Angela brought her daughter. Her name was Paige.
Yep.
Chelsea's sister, Laurel brought her brother. They look exactly alike. Sebastian brought his sister. They look exactly alike.
Yes.
And Dominic brought his wife, who was a little intense.
She was a little intense. She was like serving me New York Italian like
Yeah.
drama.
But Dom is like that too. You know, he's kind of he has a little Italian accent.
She was sobbing, but then when she looked up, I was like, "Where are the tears?"
Yeah.
It's like
She was like, I'm in such agony. I'm in agony. I haven't never gone a day without talking to him.
okay, Into the
I'm
Woods.
like, all right. Yeah, and he was just saying, oh, you know, all the stuff that this woman has sacrificed for me to play my dream. And she's like, no, I'm in agony here. Like, you know?
Yeah, we were like,
Yeah,
okay,
agony.
girl. I know. Yeah, I'm glad you got my Into
Yeah.
the Woods reference. Thank you.
What if she like busted out and sung it?
I would not be surprised
Oh my
because
God.
yeah, she was a little much.
But anyway, so Sebastian wins the challenge. And I feel every time I'm like, this would be so hard to choose. How do you choose between these people? And he chose Dom, which Dom, Wendell, and Donathan.
Yes.
Go
Well,
ahead.
here's the thing. I definitely would have picked Dominic because I feel like when it, especially with the family episode, when the person is runner up to you, I feel like it's only a matter of respect and just, you know, saying, you know, you fought hard, you
Yeah.
deserve it, even if we don't get along, even if I haven't said a word to you in 20 some odd days. I feel like because you were runner up, you deserve to be
So
chosen.
you think that's why he picked Dom?
No, I feel like him, Dominic, and Wendell have a connection that they haven't edited in.
But it's so weird because we never see Sebastian talking to people after immunity.
Yeah.
I feel like I've never once seen Sebastian talking strategy, and honestly I forget that he's there until
So do I.
he never talks strategy.
So do I. And I was honestly surprised that he won tonight because he hasn't won. Obviously, hasn't won a challenge before, but he hasn't really stepped up in any of the challenges either.
Have we ever seen him talk strategy, you guys? Seriously.
No.
If show me a clip, somebody pull it. Like,
Somebody pull it.
I honestly don't
Guys in the
think.
chat, go back and watch Survivor and pull a clip.
and
send
we
to Paige.
barely even saw Jenna talking strategy, but we did every so often, very seldomly. But I've never seen some. I'm shocked, you guys. I'm shocked.
I mean, maybe like Jenna only talked strategy when she was talking to the girls, so maybe Sebastian is only talking strategy when
We've
he's
never
with the boys.
seen it once.
I know.
We've never seen it once. It's weird. Okay, weird. Anyways, this was kind of a shock / game changer here,
Yes.
though. So basically, Jeff throws a bomb that the people that won can send somebody to Ghost Island. Wendell gets to, or Sebastian gets a pick because he won. So he can send somebody to Ghost Island, and it can be himself, but that means that he doesn't get to spend time with his family member.
Yes.
And so he says, I'm definitely spending time with my family member, because if you go to Ghost Island, you get an automatic advantage. And then he throws it out to his teammates before sending one of the girls and saying, like, hey, it's up on the table for you guys. And Wendell goes.
Yeah.
What did you think about that?
I thought that it was smart. Honestly, if I was there with my family member, I would have went to get the advantage as well.
You would have?
I would have, only because I can see you in like 10 days when I'm home. Like I can see you in 10, 15 days when I get home. This is $1 million. I only have a one in a lifetime chance of trying to win this. So
because it's like Dom and Jonathan didn't even entertain the idea.
I know. And I was really surprised at that. Like I can understand like if it was Jonathan's choice to want to spend time with his Aunt Patty because of all the information that he probably want to get from about his home life and how his grandmother is doing. But everybody else, I was like, these people seem pretty healthy, and I understand that you want to spend more time with them, but I
think
honestly
Dom would have been like, she's going to get way too mad at me if I go, you know?
Yeah,
like,
Thomas McGee in the chat says he doesn't know if he could give up his loved one's visit.
I don't know if I could either.
Maybe I'm just a cold-hearted person.
Maybe you're just a cold-hearted bitch. I don't know. I don't know if I could do it. But, I mean, to Wendell's defense, at first I was shocked that he won. But, I mean, I understand his logic because basically, okay, his advantage is that he gets a second shot at the challenge, which is huge. But he also said, my dad totally understands this game. Like, he would have made this exact same choice. And the dad wasn't, like, fazed by it at all.
No.
So I guess it's like... like you said, it's $1 million. Like you have to do everything that you have to do, but I just don't know if I would have done it.
I don't either. Really quick though, you guys, if you want to have fun, learn, and grow in all areas of your life, for those who do, we've got a podcast for you. Conversations with Maria Menounos podcast edition is hosted by our very own AfterBuzz TV founder and drops every Friday on iTunes. Conversations with Maria Menounos features celebrity and influencer interviews along with secrets and tips on how to be better in all aspects of life. From health and wellness to career, relationships, finances, and more, let our Maria be the big sister that you've always wanted. Just go to iTunes and subscribe to Conversations with Maria Menounos for free, and be sure to rate and comment, and when you do, let Maria know that it was her Survivor panel, me and Paige tonight, that sent you to her, because we get credit, we get shout-outs, and we love when Maria shouts us out. Conversations with Maria Menounos podcast edition. Check it out, guys. It's a great podcast if you're stuck in traffic, if you're at the gym. I really like listening to it when I'm at the gym, because I have nothing else to listen to, because I get tired of all the music that's on the radio. But
for sure. Love it.
That's my thoughts on that.
Love it. Thank you so much.
Let's get back to the episode.
Definitely check it out, you guys. I do want to bring up a really good point that Kellen made up. She seemed very, very angry, more angry than anybody else, about the fact that Wendell went, which I understand 100% because she's saying, okay, you picked Wendell, he went. That could have been one of us. One of us could have been spending time with our loved ones.
I understood it, but I thought it was a little overreactive, and I don't know if it's because... If we learned anything from Kellen, she has very overreactions to things. Like
she's
when
emotional.
she's paranoid. Yeah. So I felt like this was normal for her, but it was an overreaction to the game. I mean, it's a game, girl. You didn't get chosen. You lost. If you wanted to win so bad, you should have fought harder. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. I'm just saying.
It is, but I do get it. Like after not having won, that it sucks. That spot could have been filled with somebody with their loved ones.
I don't know. I don't know. I felt like, I don't know. I feel like she was just butthurt that she didn't win.
Yeah, I'm
and I
sure.
feel like she was just butthurt that she didn't get to spend time with her loved one. But I feel like if Kellen was in that situation, she would have she would have went to Ghost Island.
I don't think so. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Whatever. I probably wouldn't have gone, but I understand Kellen's frustration with that 100%. So when what is his freaking name? Wendell is over at Ghost Island, you know, so we see that he gets the second chance. So it's the balancing of the balls on the like wooden pegs. And it was where Malcolm, he got a second chance and he actually went home. He wasn't able to complete it. There was also a practice ball there for him to do, and I was kind of shocked by this. I was like, wow, that's a great advantage. Like he gets to practice extra, but you said that.
Yeah, they all get to practice the advantages. I looked it up before.
Long?
I've heard it before, but they all get to practice the challenge.
The immunity
before
challenge?
the immunity challenges and the reward challenges before they actually do them.
How long do they get to practice these?
I don't know if it's with the group one, but I know that it's with the immunity challenge, the individual ones. I don't know how long. I think they get the day. But they
get a day?
Or an hour. Maybe it's like an hour. Guys in
my
the chat,
God.
I know you know. They do get to practice. I just don't know how long.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. But anyway, so we see a little bit about Wendell there. That's good and fine. And then we go back to see the winners having their feast. Aunt Patty's adorable. Dom basically makes a vow to her. She's like, I'm a little Southern girl, so you made a vow. Like, but I want to say that Donathan is so freaking smart.
Yes.
Like, even when Dom's like, hey, we're sticking this out together, Donathan is always like so like peppy and shaking his head yes, and like he looks so real, like he's so with you, and he's like, you know what, even though Dom's talking about sticking together, like I know that Dom and Wendell are huge threats and I have to get them out.
Yeah, I agree. I think that if you wait too long, then it becomes an issue. Because if you look at it, the only people who have like a really good resume are Wendell and Dom at this point.
Yeah.
Like Laurel, yes, stuck to her alliance, but she hasn't done anything. The only argument that she would have is I stayed true to my alliance and I voted with them when they wanted to do a vote.
Yeah, well, I will say though about Laurel is that she's always had the power in between different groups, and it's been her decision what she wants to do.
But she's sticking to her alliance, which I give her props to. I give her credit for that. Good for her. But at the same time, when you're in front of the jury, would you rather say I followed the vote or I made the vote? You know what I mean?
That's good. But I feel like the reasons that I don't feel like she's following her alliance just to follow the alliance. I feel like she's doing it because she knows that that's the better play every time.
Oh, no. Okay, so in this case, just tonight, I know we're going to jump to it, but I felt like the decision that she made tonight was the right one.
You do?
I do. Because it could have backlashed on her.
Yeah.
100%. And it would have.
Well, okay. So, yeah, okay, we'll definitely get into that.
Yeah.
But anyways, the thing is with Laurel, the guys don't realize, they just think it's all good. They're just going to go on reward together, and all the girls are left there on their own. So the girls basically, if they can pull in Donathan, they have the numbers now. And Laurel is playing this game with them, saying like, okay, yeah, like, screw that. I'm going to vote with you guys. And it seems like the girls are all really mad at Wendell. And I'm like, this is easy. Like, it's going to be Wendell tonight.
Well, you made a really good point when we were watching, and you said Laurel is in such a power position because she knows what happens. She's literally goes back to camp and is talking to the girls, and the girls are talking to her, but she knows all this stuff about the boys.
And she hasn't told them.
Right, which is exactly why I knew she might not have turned on them.
Yeah, because she could have said, hey, you guys, Wendell has an idol. They both have an idol. We have to tell them something, and she didn't.
Yes.
So anyways, yeah, she has all the information. I feel like Laurel is in such a great spot right now. She's been playing a really good game, I think. And
her and Donathan are both there.
So if in the end it was Laurel and Donathan, let's not even say that somebody else is there.
Yes.
Who would you vote for?
Laurel.
Okay.
It's not a question. I'm sorry, but I feel like Laurel played a stronger game. I feel like
I think Donathan grew more, though.
Donathan did grow more. If you're looking for the underdog story, he definitely has it, just like Angela. But I feel like Laurel, just made, I don't know. There's something about Laurel that just...
I don't think
stands out
Donathan
to
would
me.
have stayed around as long had it not been for Laurel. Just because at the beginning, like, they kind of, like, jumped on together. But Donathan was an easy target at first, it seemed like.
Which is sad, because they always do that in Survivor, and that's why I love this game so much, is because you could look at somebody and think that they're an easy target, and then they grow in this game, and I love it.
Yeah. It's shocking to think about how reliant like you are on those first couple connections that you make for the whole game, because like if you align yourself with the wrong person, like you're done.
Well, especially this season. This season they've Wendell and Dom, Donathan and Laurel, like these people have stuck together.
Yeah.
Even in Ponderosa, Jenna and Michael talked about how they've been together since day one. And we talk about Navidi and Malolo, and these people have stuck to their original tribes, which was 20-something days ago.
Yeah.
And I feel like, and me and James talked about it last week when you weren't here, but do you think that it's a little annoying that they're so loyal?
It's like we're still talking Navidi strong. I'm
Yeah.
like, get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think it's a little annoying. But, I mean, props to them for sticking for their alliances and doing what they say they're going to do, I guess.
Really quick, James Mirror Domains in the chat says Laurel and Donathan have to make their move soon.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Oh, yes. They have to. They have to make their move soon.
But do you think that they...
Made the wrong choice tonight?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Okay, I'm glad we're on the
Yeah.
same page, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So getting into immunity, like we said before, they have the two handles and they have to balance this ball in a cylinder. And if you drop the ball, literally and figuratively, you're out. But okay, the good thing is once they move sections and add another thing, they get a little break, which I feel like is very helpful.
Yes.
Kellen drops first, Ann drops, and then Wendell drops. But here's my question. So we know that Wendell gets another shot.
Yes.
why does everybody else get to start over? I don't think that's fair.
I feel like it is fair. I
No.
feel like not only is it fair, but it's even harder because if we learned anything from this challenge tonight, it was getting your balance beam back up was pretty difficult.
yeah, like Angela couldn't even get hers up.
Right. So I feel like once they were in it, I would be mad at Wendell for being like, crap, now we have to start over. Like, I'm not even mad that.
I just feel like, okay, I guess.
I'm not even
but-
mad that you have a second chance. I'm more mad that I have to put
But
this
for
thing down
him,
and pick it back up.
I feel like if I was him, like I could rest a little bit, get myself back together, and everybody else is still kind of shaking there.
Which is exactly why they all have to stop.
But it's like they all get another chance then. Not really. I mean, they didn't drop, but you know what I'm
That's
saying?
actually- no, I
they
get what
could
you're
be
saying.
shaking and almost about to fall, and then they're like, "Oh, never mind, start over."
I get what you're saying. I'm gonna stick to my decision and say that this one was one of those challenges
Yeah.
where getting it back up was even harder.
That's true.
Than
'Cause
staying
then
there.
it's like you have to put the perfect amount of pressure to not
Right.
slam it
right.
together and
once-
break it, or
And once you're in that groove, like you don't want to stop.
Yeah.
So to have somebody like mess up your
can you
groove.
imagine holding it up there that long?
No, I mean they were shaking. Dominic and Donathan,
Yeah.
God, it's so confusing to say,
Donathan.
were like shaking so hard, and I can understand why.
Have you guys ever heard of the name Donathan before?
No,
Never
but I
heard of
like
him.
it. It's growing on me.
It fits him.
Yeah, I don't know why
Um,
it fits him. It does.
It
You're
just
right.
fits him.
You're right.
You guys, let us know what you think about that that advantage. If you think they should have started over or not.
I know somebody just said Chelsea M said it's going to be hard to get it rebalanced again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So she agrees with us. Rihanna B says I think it's fair that they all restart.
Okay.
Yeah.
right.
So
So, anyways, Dom wins, and Donathan is very, very close behind. But
I was really disappointed that he didn't pull it out.
we thought he was, especially because, Dom already won. It would be nice to see Donathan win, and just like his little underdog story would have
Yeah.
been cute. But I was very disappointed with Wendell, and you and I had a conversation before he started. I said, guarantee he's not gonna make it. He's still gonna drop after it. And you said that you thought he was gonna win immunity.
I thought he was going to win immunity because I felt like they were chalking it up a lot because we went back during while they were on the barbecue and eating their ribs and stuff like that, and we see Kellen and the girls like want to target Dom and Wendell. And I just thought going into it, I thought it was the foreshadowing thing
Yeah.
again, where they bring it up and Wendell breaks the curse. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I just thought it was set up for him to win, and then he didn't, which I was surprised about.
I feel like a lot of stuff, they're like, can you reverse the curse? And most of the time they don't. Most of the time you stay cursed.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Which just makes this whole season of like Ghost Island
Yeah.
reverse the curse. It's just
I do like seeing the old, like bringing back old memories. Like I kind of like seeing that.
I like it too. I
Yeah.
mean, it pays homage to past seasons
Yeah.
of Survivor, which is great because this show has paved the way to where they are now. But at the same time, it's very lackadaisically
I wonder if like
done.
these people that say Wendell had never watched Survivor before, and he's like, this is the one that Malcolm used. Like it just means nothing to him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a lot of these people are Survivor super fans, but a lot of them probably don't watch.
Quick question before we move on
Mm-hmm.
from the immunity challenge. So Javon Boyce in the chat and a few others said that they think Wendell threw this challenge. Do you think that?
What?
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
I
That
didn't think
even
about it
cross my
either. It
mind.
didn't even look like he did.
Why would he have thrown it though? Because
I don't
he
know.
had said when he got back to camp, he's like, "Hey, this sucks because I messed up. I didn't get it, and I lost a chance to kick it with my dad." I don't think
Yeah.
he would have thrown that
I
challenge.
don't think so either because he said that too. He was like, "Damn, I didn't win," and I.
But
didn't
you
hang
know
on my
what?
dad.
Like, of course, when you're looking back at it, you're like, okay, now I went to Ghost Island, got an advantage, didn't even win, and I didn't get to kick it with my dad. But I do understand. It's like, you know what? Even though you didn't get the chance to kick it with your dad, you would have never even had the chance to get an advantage, though.
That's
You know what I
true.
mean? Like, even though you lost, you still at least had a second shot.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It sucks, but. So, anyways, we get back to camp, and Laurel and Donathan are up to bat. Basically, they have both sides. Both sides need their vote. Everybody
Yes.
needs Laurel and Donathan. Dom and Wendell are here. They want to vote for Chelsea, but everybody's talking to Donathan about voting for Wendell, and it's basically up to them. And Wendell, I thought was interesting. He, for a while, was very scared because he said that like he could tell that Laurel wasn't giving him the right vibe.
I love that because
Yes.
he's so I don't want what is that word? He's so like perceptive.
Yes, yes.
That he could see when Laurel wasn't 100%.
But I feel like Laurel's kind of easy to read.
Yeah.
I think she's pretty easy to read. Like you can
not
tell.
an actress, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. But I think Wendell is so freaking smart, and I really enjoy seeing him play. Like,
Yeah.
I just really like to watch him.
Yeah, I also think that he might have been worried because I'm sure Laurel gave it a second
Mm-hmm.
thought. Her, like everybody in the chat says, Laurel and Donathan have to make a move. So I'm sure she
Yeah.
thought about it. And I'm sure in the process of thinking about it, she had this blank look on her face, which Wendell picked up on.
Well, the thing is Laurel. Okay, so we know that there's like an alliance between Wendell, Dom, Donathan and Laurel, but not everybody knows that Donathan and Laurel are in with Dom and
Which is
Wendell.
amazing because me and James talked about
Amazing.
this last episode, and it's such a power position for Donathan and Laurel.
Yes. And so, but the thing is Wendell and Dom never talk about getting Laurel and Donathan out.
Right.
And Laurel and Donathan always talk about getting Wendell and Dom out, even though they're on their side.
Because I feel like they're only entertaining conversations with the people that are having conversations with them. Now, if we always talk about it, we always say never close a door.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you looked at it and you said, oh, these people are going up to Donathan and Laurel about,
Mm-hmm.
hey, possibly getting Wendell and Dom out, and they said no, not at all, or they just shut it down,
Yeah.
they would obviously automatically think, oh, they're working with them.
Right.
Or B, like, you make
no,
it.
I'm not talking about talking to other people about it. I'm talking about to themselves. Like
Oh.
Donathan and Laurel are always having a conversation with each other,
Yes.
saying, "Okay, eventually we got to get them out." And Dom and Wendell don't do that
Because
to
you know,
themselves.
because you know what it is. Because Dom and Wendell know that they are the strongest players in this game right
Yeah.
now, and they know that if they took Laurel and Dom. Oh my
Donathan.
gosh, they know that if they took Laurel and Donathan to the end, whichever one,
They would win.
One of them would probably win.
Yeah.
Now, on the other hand, Laurel and Donathan know that if they took Dominic and Wendell to the end,
Mm-hmm.
they would probably lose. That's probably why these conversations are happening.
Yeah.
On one side and not the other.
Well, it's interesting too because they did say tonight that it was either going to be Wendell or they're like, if Wendell or Chelsea gets to the end, they're going to win. They had said that about Chelsea.
Really quick, I'm just going to shout out Gabe 500 really quick
Mm-hmm.
because Gidget69 totally agrees with us 100%. He says, Gabe 500 says, so do we think that Laurel and Donathan were baiting Wendell to play his idol tonight? And that's why he was like blowing up all this stuff. Talking
Why,
about
who-
Donathan, I mean.
Why Donathan was blowing
Yeah,
everything up?
Donathan was like giving up everything in that tribal. And me and you were talking, we were like,
That's
why are you saying
great.
so much? And
I say that in here. What the frick is Donathan saying that for?
right. So, I mean, if they were flushing out Wendell's idol, I think that's
Yeah,
brilliant.
that's
I
what
didn't
they
even
were
think
trying to
about that,
do.
but
That's
that's
what they're-
brilliant, Gabe 500.
Thank you for that. That's
Yes.
got to be what they were trying to do
Yeah.
because Donathan was just going ham talking about how there's a crack in the Navidi 6 and how there's an opening and basically telling people that everybody's going up to him.
Right. But then
and
the-
that he said there's going to be a blindside tonight.
Right. But then at the same time, we look at it and we go, Wendell knew that Laurel wasn't 100%. Like, he could see it. And I feel like they have a relationship where Wendell would probably go up to Laurel and be like, what's going on? Like, something's not right.
Yeah.
And call her out on it. But they probably didn't show it to us, obviously, because it's TV and they have to edit it.
But the thing is when Donathan was saying all this stuff in Tribal, if they were trying to bait him to use his idol, good freaking job, because I would have used my idol if I was Wendell 100%. Hearing
Yeah.
all this stuff that Donathan was saying, I would have played it. I was shocked when Wendell didn't play the idol.
So was I.
What did you guys think? Were you shocked? Or
They
were
were-
you like, hey, he's doing a good job?
I mean, I think that everybody was thinking that Wendell would play his idol, but
If Wendell had not played his idol and he would have went home tonight, how bad of an episode would this have been for him?
it would have been a bad episode for him,
Sent
but a
his
great
dad
episode
home.
for us.
Oh yeah, sent his dad home. Didn't get to hang. Didn't get the advantage after he left for it. Freaking didn't play his idol. I'm like, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he got lucky. I think he got lucky.
Oh, I don't think that he got lucky. I think that he got strategic. I think that he has formed this relationship with Laurel, and on top of that, him and Dom saved her last
That's
vote
true,
because
that's
they
true.
could have easily, when it was a tie, been like, okay, we're gonna vote for Laurel now instead of Michael.
And it's true because Laurel would have probably been on the bottom of the girls then in that point if she would have voted with them.
Right.
And I think it was smarter to get Chelsea out tonight. But I'm just saying, if I was Wendell, I'm not even taking that chance because he had 3 votes against him.
Right.
I wouldn't have even taken the chance.
I wouldn't have taken a chance either because if it backfired, which it would have, then they would target her.
Yeah.
Like I just.
Oh yeah. Oh
couldn't
my God.
chance
You
it.
know why it would have? Because if they wouldn't have had that conversation, say that he would have played his idol.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And then he found out that she voted for him, and
Yeah.
he would have went home if he didn't play the idol.
But if she didn't vote for him, like she did tonight, or say that he didn't play his idol and went home,
Yeah.
and she voted, or everything was the same except she voted for him or something, played his idol, didn't play his idol, sorry, went home, and then Dom's the only one left. Then who cares? You still are on the top. I mean, you're not on the top, but like you're still in the middle, kind of there. Like Wendell can't get mad at you because he's gone. Dom's the only one that's gonna be mad.
That's true.
I don't know, you guys. It's just, I feel like when we get back to camp, the girls are going to be really mad at Laurel
I think so too.
because I think she played them, and so did Donathan.
Yeah, and I think this is a turning point for what we just talked about. Like they didn't know that Wendell and Donathan were on the Dominic and Wendell train. I can't with Dominic and Donathan. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. in
Sometimes
advance.
I write Don on here, and I'm like, is that Don or Dom?
That,
Like,
right. But I feel like after tonight, they're gonna know that they're all 4 working together.
they have to, yeah.
Yeah.
They have to.
Yeah.
Because now it's finally clear. If it's not, they're dumb. I think Kellen needs to kind of get her stuff together. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Kellen's going to be in the final, and I'm not really sure how I feel about that.
It's funny that you brought that up because a lot of people don't think that she will. A lot of people are saying that her paranoia is going to get to her.
Who do they think is going to be in the end? Who do you guys think is going to be in the end?
I think a lot of people said Wendell, Dom, and Laurel.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
That would literally be perfect because we each
That'd
have
be
one person from our fantasy team
perfect.
on that.
And I
final
don't think
three.
if Jonathan made it in place of somebody there, that he would win. So I think Laurel, Dom, and Wendell actually like kind of have an equal shot.
Okay, well, let's talk about it. Dom, Wendell, or Laurel? Who do you vote for?
Oh gosh, not Laurel. It's either Dom or Wendell for me.
That's funny that you say that because I would wait until the jury asks questions because usually it's the answers to these questions
Yeah.
that changes my mind about
Yeah.
a lot of stuff. Because they go in there and I'm like, I have my mind or my heart set on this person, and then somebody will say something and I'll be like, oh, I didn't even think about that. I'm gonna go for this person.
Who would you guys vote for in that scenario of those three? I would love to see that final three.
Chelsea M90 totally disagrees. She's like, no, not those three.
Oh, I love it. Chelsea,
I love those
come on.
too.
You guys, I don't know if I would vote for Dom.
Donna
or...
Jackson says Laurel, Wendell, and Donathan.
Then I would vote for Wendell.
Brenna Jirac says Wendell, Dom, and Kellen.
Then I would vote for... It's still between Wendell and Dom for me.
Bria and Donna says Wendell. Both.
If Wendell's in the final three with anybody else besides Dom, I'm voting for Wendell. 100%.
Okay.
If Dom and Wendell are there together, I'm not really sure. I honestly am not sure.
Yeah.
I would need to like reevaluate and like hear everything they're saying to the jury.
Right.
Because right now I know that Wendell's played the best game out of those people.
Well, really quick, while you guys are talking so much in this chat, we just have to say thank you really quick. And if you're
Yes.
listening to us on iTunes, make sure you're giving us a 5-star rating and comment how much you love us. Give us a thumbs up on the YouTube video because we love you guys. We wouldn't be able to do the show without you. We do the show for you because we, like you, love this show and we love interacting with you guys. We always love having your comments and your perceptions about stuff because you guys think about stuff that we don't even think about.
Yes.
So
Like that.
the Gay 500, I
Yeah.
know about weeding out Wendell's Idol. I think it's brilliant. So thank you guys. We do the show for you and you make the show possible. So thank you.
Agreed. I actually said before the show started, I was talking to Timothy, I'm like, is there anything I love more than Survivor? Like, I just love it so much, you guys. And we're like so happy to be here and being able to like break this down for you guys.
We really are.
And thanks for joining us. With that being said, let's get into news and gossip.
Yes, please.
Timothy had some fun stuff.
So apparently, former WWE wrestler. Every time they play that thing, I feel like a news anchor. So apparently, former WWE wrestler John. Thank you, Paige. John Morrison will be on season 37 of Survivor. His real name is John Hennigan. He's 38 years old.
Okay.
He's made some cameo TV appearances in Shameless, Glow. That's on Netflix.
I love Shameless.
Sharknado 5, Global Warming. Yeah.
Nice.
So apparently season 37 just wrapped up. It's going to air this fall. They filmed in Fiji again, of course. He's wrestled for Impact Wrestling under the name Johnny Impact and for Lucha Underground as Johnny Menudo. I texted one of my friends about this because she's a huge Lucha fan, and she said that he's also engaged to a wrestler as well. And she said something really interesting. She said that this might bring a different demographic to Survivor because she said, I would never think of watching Survivor, but
Wow.
now because he's on the show, I might. So I think that's pretty cool that they
That's
would.
cool, yeah.
I mean, I don't like having too many celebrities on.
Well, it's like, think about like when Caleb was on from Big Brother. Like, I mean, you were
That's
saying earlier, a
true.
lot of people like Survivor or Big Brother. Some people like both, but
Right.
you know, it's kind of like some people are one or the other. And I feel like a lot of Big Brother people
Yeah.
tuned in that season.
Well, the only thing that is, it's a little weird because he's not a stranger to reality TV. He won a show called, a reality competition show called Tough Enough. I never heard of it. I only
he won
researched it
one
tonight.
already? Get
He
out of here.
won.
You already have enough money.
That's what I mean.
You're a WWE person. I don't like you anymore.
That's what I mean. And the last wrestler to play on Survivor was Survivor China, and she was WWE Diva Search winner Ashley Massaro.
Wow.
But she was the second one voted off the entire show.
wow.
So maybe he'll fare a little bit better. I don't know how.
Or maybe people will either think he's like too macho at the beginning and get intimidated.
Yeah, he might be like an alpha male, but he's 38, so he's on
Yeah.
the upper side of the age range. So he might not be perceived as that much of a threat unless
Yeah.
he's like still got that physique.
Yeah.
But I feel like my friend said, I feel like the demographic to bring to Survivor would be kind of cool.
Definitely, yeah. That's really good to know. And also talking about this season right now, I don't know if you guys. So we know that obviously Jenna's off now and Sebastian's still here, and we don't. What I will say is I liked this season how there weren't any showmances on the actual show. Like
Yes.
we didn't see. You know, we obviously know Libby and Michael have a thing because if you watch Ponderosa and we kind of saw some stuff on their Instagrams, they don't post stuff like coupley together or anything like that, but. we're obviously clear that there's something going on between them, but we didn't get that on the island at all. And with Sebastian and Jenna especially, we saw nothing with them on the island. And in fact, like, they were kind of like poking fun at each other and like in a way that didn't seem like they were really like in a relationship or anything. And now if you look at any of their social medias, like Sebastian and Jenna are 100% together. They're in love. They say I love you. They go on trips together. Like, they're not shy about posting anything.
No.
And normally, like, you kind of wait until after the show.
Yeah.
And they're not shy about it at all. And I will say, like, I think that although 3 out of the 4 are out of the game now, they all made it to the merge. And I will say that I think that not showcasing it on the show at all has helped them so much. Like, think about Figgy and Taylor, or Taylor,
Think not
about
Jay.
Figgy
Jay
and
was
Taylor.
the
Like,
third wheel.
It blew up Figgy's game. I feel like
Yes.
she totally made mistakes by showing that off and
Yes.
trying to be all flirty and stuff. Where I don't feel like Jenna and
Sebastian.
Libby made that
Or-
mistake.
yeah, Jenna, Libby, Sebastian,
yeah.
Michael, blah, blah, blah. I do think that, I don't know, I feel like I like them as, like, showmances off of the show. I lost my train of thought there, so I'm trying to get it back.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I don't know. I don't know. He's 18. I don't know
Yeah.
how I feel about it. And then even in the Ponderosa, we talked about it before the show, guys, and we have very limited time. But I just feel like, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. That's all I'm saying.
He was kind
That's
of awkward
weird.
when he told her he was 18. He was like shaving and being all nonchalant. To be honest, if I was Libby, I'd be like, hey, I don't care.
But
I don't
in a
care how old you are.
relationship, though?
Well, we don't know if they're in a relationship. He likes all her Instagram photos, and I think that they're like, they live in different cities, but I think.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know. He's such a. I mean, he seems like a really nice guy. He
seems pretty
He doesn't
full of
look
himself
18.
now, though.
I mean,
He
he's a
seems pretty full of
model
himself now, but if I was him, I'd be full of myself too. And if I was her, I'd be in love with him. I mean, come on.
It's realistic, guys. We're being real here.
Yeah, come on. Really quick, we're not going to get into the whole fantasy draft just because we don't have our graphic this week, but you lost Chelsea.
I did lose Chelsea. I only have one person left, which is Dominic, which I'm kind of happy about.
Yeah,
I'm good with them.
I have Wendell, you have Dominic, and James has Laurel. So
Yes.
we've got some good fantasy teams here.
Yes. Unfortunately, we don't have time for predictions, but
Yes.
let us know your guys' predictions,
Yes.
and then we'll let you know ours through social media and stuff.
Perfect. And thank you guys so much for joining us. Make sure to give us a like, a subscribe. Let us know how we're doing in the comments. We're so happy to have you guys here every week. This has been Survivor Season 36, Episode 12. I'm your host, Paige Bonanno. You guys can find me on all social media at Paige Bonanno.
And I am Timothy Michael. You can find me everywhere at I am Timothy Mike.
Wonderful. We will see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.